What's up? Travel Chronicles, still chapter 93. We're going to call this subset 2, or how 2020 sucked volume 2. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's still just a continuation, but I forgot one thing. It's a new angle, right? My Christmas present was the cup holder, phone holder. So just a couple of things. I didn't talk about fitness or anything or how that wrapped up for me, but I did run a personal best in a 5K, and what it was just I ran the Betty Zane course, but it was for a digital type 5K. So anybody, you could go run wherever you wanted, and then you just put your time in. And I told you, I forget where I finished, but it was like a 27:16 was my time. So that's the fastest I've ever run. That was in the Under Armour Infinite 2s, and that was before I hurt my Achilles in them. What happened was the back of the shoe was just rubbing my Achilles so bad that it ended up just causing me a tremendous amount of pain. And I had to stop really running for about 3 weeks, and it took me a while to figure out that that's what it was, that it was a shoe. So, but you know, that's what it was. I ended up going to the Asics Gel Nimbus 22 after that. That was a good shoe. Still a good shoe. I'm still wearing it. I've got like 150, maybe 160 miles on it. At the end of the year here, I've gone to the Clifton 6. And even though that's a 2019 shoe, I tried on the 7, and I didn't like the fit of it as much. The only difference was the upper, the midsole and the outsole were the same. It was the same tread pattern. So, it was more to me about how comfortable is the shoe. And to me, the 6 just felt better. I like a tight fit around my foot. So that's the one I went with. The 7, they flared out around the Achilles. They flared out the back of the shoe. And a lot of shoe manufacturers have done that. But the 6 had it actually cut out. So I looked at that now. I'm looking at that very specifically to see how that feels against my Achilles now. And that's just one of the things, running more, you see things, you feel things, you figure things out that you like, that you don't like, things that'll hurt you, that you want to avoid. I did run. I keep track of my mileage on Map My Run. I got to, I'm real close to 950 kilometers. So it's over 500 miles. Last year, my recorded mileage was around 800 kilometers. I mileage, kilometers. My recorded kilometerage distance. So it was right around 800. But I didn't start recording it till around March or April. Maybe it's like the tail end of March. So the first 2.5 months I missed. Not that I was running a tremendous amount then, but it didn't capture it. So ended up with 800 kilometers in the challenge last year. Got 950 this year. The challenge is to run, whatever the year is, minus 1,000 kilometers. So the challenge this year was 1,020. Next year will be 1,021. I improved by 150. I need another 80 to get there. Well, 70. So, certainly doable. I'm planning on. I want to try to take a quick run tonight, and then hopefully hit it again on New Year's Day. So that's where that finished up. I also did 2 rounds of 30-day 6-pack during the year. I started that when I was out of my mom's in August, just as something to do, and then I kept up with it through 1 round. It took me 44 days to get through. Just one, it's hard, and I'm old, so a couple extra rest days in there, a couple of days where I split the workout over 2 days. It ended up taking me 44 days to finish it. The second time it took me longer, but I wasn't pressing as much either. I think it still took me like 46 days, so it was about the same. I've started going through it a third time, but I think this time it's just going to be kind of like maintenance-y type, once or twice a week, cool, got a day, got a night, just go ahead and knock a workout out. The further you go, the longer they take. So early on, it's about a half hour. towards the end, it's like over an hour of work. One physical problem I'm having right now is my right shoulder. I have no idea why. I didn't pull anything. I didn't do anything to like really hurt it. I don't know if it's just like a naggy pain that's kind of like build up, and now all of a sudden it's like, hey, I'm here, and I'm not going away. But I don't know how to reverse what I did. So one thing I'm gonna do is back off on the mobile games next year. I don't know if just that posture, that positioning. I've come to the conclusion, the older I get, positioning, posture makes a really big difference in your life. It's the little things that get you, that build up over time. So if you're able to do little things right, it makes a big difference. It took me a while to get to that point, but yeah, I'm getting there. So I'm gonna do that, just take a break from it. I'm gonna work on other things. I'm gonna work on listening to the Bible on the e-reader. I've downloaded one book. I've downloaded another book. I've downloaded one book of the Bible so far. It's a little pricey to do. Probably dig into it, just reading it. I did that. I have it on my phone, which I got to get away from the phone, right? So I need to actually like get in the book. But I read one chapter of Proverbs yesterday and listened to most of Numbers, and that's what I'm going to try to do, at least hopefully early on, and try to schedule out something where I can make it through the books of the Bible. There's some that I want to get through that I'm interested in. Isaiah, one, because it's a big one, so a little more bang for the buck, right? A little economical Bible reading. But no, there's a lot of prophecy stuff in that. The reason I want to read Numbers is because the solfeggio tones, just to see if I can see the pattern, or where I believe it was a priest in the 1000s or 1200s that picked it up, where it was leading them that way. I mean, it makes a ton of sense. With the different numbers. I've talked about that a little bit. Maybe I'll do one more just to kind of conclude my feelings on that one Travel Chronicles. But I want to try to get through it, just see what comes out, see if I can retrace his steps. And I want to do a jump program. The more I get into listening to, watching things about biomechanics, how things work, I'm 43 years old. I'll be 44 next year. But there's so many things, like after running for 3 years, 4 years, you realize how many things are so technique driven, and if you're missing a little bit here, you're doing something just a little bit wrong, how much it just screws up speed, efficiency, those types of things. And I know there's a lot in jumping where you have to have the right mechanics. So you see people go out, they jump, especially young kids, where they just have this natural ability where the mechanics have worked for them. Same thing with throwing things. I've learned a lot about hip rotation when you're, like throwing a baseball or something, about how you have to drive the hips through to actually get, more rotation on the shoulder, and it really affects the speed, because that's something that I just didn't have. I would just, you turn, you go to make that throw, and then just, I always left my hips back. But if I turn my hips through, wow, what a difference. So I know there's some technique things in jumping that I don't do, that I want to try to do. And I've noticed also, after running all this time, losing weight, like I can't jump any higher than what I could before, and it just doesn't make any logical sense to me. It's like, man, my legs should be stronger, I'm lighter, I should be able to jump more. But jumping comes down to being able to apply force to the ground and push yourself up. So if your technique doesn't change, then it doesn't matter how much weight you lift, or how much you weigh. You're going to only be able to jump the same height. because you're doing it wrong. So that's my goal for next year. We'll see how it goes on the physical front. One, I got to get this shoulder figured out. Hopefully, just a little TLC will help it get better. I do not want a surgery at all, especially not right now. And plus, I can't imagine I did anything. The only thing I really do is run. I'll shoot basketball a little bit, which is really, really painful playing basketball. It's painful just to like throw it out there. But we'll see. I can be patient. I waited 3 weeks for my Achilles to get better, so I can wait for this. Plus, I'm not really using it for anything. So it's just painful, just annoying. But that's all I got. I wanted to share those things. Hopeful to make that running goal next year. Incorporate some other things. This is probably, I don't want to say it's the best shape that I've ever been in, but in the last 20 years it probably is. Definitely since I've had kids. Physically I feel like I can do more, probably stronger, physique wise better looking than any point, and probably way less too. So just some things I work on. I feel pretty good going into 2021. Still some things I want to work on. Need to establish that new weight. It's been hard, especially during the holidays. A lot of cookies and candy laying around. So one thing about January, it's a cold, dark abyss, and you're able to really focus on getting better at things that you want to really work on. So we'll see how I like this video. It may end up getting deleted and may have to make it again if I hate the visuals. But I tried it. All right, that's all I got. So, did I want to talk about COVID? No, not really. I'm over it. Good luck in 2021. I hope it's better for you. Be careful. Be COVID free. Later.